With starting pitchers being a complete nightmare, I have streamers that can put you over the edge for the weekend on today's action packed episode of Locked On Fantasy Baseball.
You are Locked On Fantasy Baseball, your daily fantasy baseball podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, fantasy baseball fanatics, and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Baseball podcast, brought to you by Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, we're your number one source for fantasy baseball knowledge, and thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. I'm your host, Matthew Ane, and you can find me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Matthew_Ane. Last name is spelled Ahne if you're listening on the audio. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the bell below to subscribe you to the channel and give you a notification every time we drop a new episode. Also, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple or Spotify, or wherever you may listen. Really helps out the podcast, and we truly appreciate it. Also, guys, if you want more than what we offer in this 30-minute podcast, please, check out the Diamond Club on Subtext. The link is in the description below. It really is a great experience. Get you way more content like waiver wire rankings, prospect call-ups, injury reactions, and so much more. So check us out on there, and also free 2 weeks. So give us a shot. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started today. And all right, we are in it again. I am dropping this early because I realized if I drop this on Saturday and people don't have same day ads, you're not going to be able to benefit from this episode. So I'm doing it early. Recording it right after work. I am still in my attire. Yes, it's a little casual at my company. It's nice. But anyway, um, you know, I'm feeling the summer vibes and I'm feeling some streamers, and I got a whole thing around this. So, there's a little strategy to this, and then I'm going to get into the players. And I promise this is no self promoting. This is all strictly baseball. So the whole point of this strategy is for not only just streaming, is to just get guys in your lineup that are going to be able to produce at the pitching category to help you put you over the edge, and especially if like your ERA is completely blown up, then we don't really care about that stat if you can't catch up, right? You either want to maintain the lead in case, or you want to catch up in case. So you want to add guys that are just going to either produce Ks or just guaranteed some starts in Ks and go over the weekend. So I got a couple different angles, a bunch of different players, about 10 that we're going to cover that are starting this weekend between Saturday and Sunday. Guys, I think it's stand a good chance to not only have a good outing, but to at least help you bolster your Ks or maybe even suppress your ERA. Depends on your needs. And we're going to talk all about it. So I guess let's just get into it instead of me just hyping up this show, right? So let's start off with my first one here, Spencer Turnbull. Spencer Turnbull honestly is doing all right so far. Through his one start, I believe, this year, two. He's pitched about 11 innings. He's had 13 strikeouts. He has 0 earned runs. So that's nice. 0 ERA. Has given up nothing. Has not even given up a home run yet. And he has a whip of .54, which is really nice, and a FIP, fielding independent pitching, which is like a kind of like what your actual ERA would be if you have an average defense behind you. And it's a 1.41. So what he's doing is completely tangible right now. So Turnbull is, starting off the season hot. Don't think he's gonna, keep this up. He's not that kind of pitcher. He hasn't been that good since 2021, and that was only 50 innings. And, he hasn't really been able to get back to that form even in, 2023. Didn't have a great season, but again, 31 innings. Never really been a guy that's going to start a lot of games either. So it is what it is. But here's the deal, right? Turnbull is starting against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is up and down. They're definitely beatable. It's definitely not like a matchup I'm scared to roll a guy out on. And you know what? He's going to be available in a lot of leagues too. He's 48% owned, so he's out there in about 52%. Spencer Turnbull can go out there, even if he gets lit up. I guarantee he'll probably have about 5 Ks, which is nice to get that off of a waiver wire pickup. A guy that's going to that can possibly even have a good outing, at least if he performs in his first like 5, 6 innings, if he even goes 6 innings. He'll be able to at least go out, get you the Ks, keep the ERA down. And the whip, he isn't even walking guys right now. His control looks like on point. Turnbull can go out and, get the job done for you. So honestly, I'm all about it for now. If you're playing a QS league or anything like that, I don't foresee him helping you in that quarter category, truthfully. But, a lot of these guys might not. Honestly, you look at it and, it's just really just the market that's out there right now. So, he's been able to go out in his last 2 outings too. 6 Ks against St. Louis in 6 innings, and against Cincy, 7 Ks and in 5. So maybe he will. Maybe he'll get the 6 innings. We'll see. But it's TBD. Depends on how Pitt's been going. Pitt wasn't really able to go ahead and, completely take advantage of Phillies being in Citizen Bank Park. They aren't really completely rolling, but O'Neal Cruz looks fantastic. So if he can get past him and Brian Reynolds, it's pretty much, open playing field because Henry Davis hasn't really turned it on yet. Key Barnez is hitting the ball, but he's not like a power threat. So you get past these guys, and it's just whatever. So Turnbull actually stands a chance to go out there and actually be a real contributor for the pickup for this weekend. Long term, not much. I really wouldn't consider him for anything outside of this weekend unless there's a good matchup he's going to have next weekend, and that's TBD. But let's move on. Let's talk Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney right now, he's what? 10% owned. He's going up against the Stros. Now, this is a tougher matchup, right? Like Andrew Heaney has been getting blown up a tad, but in his past this season, and not so much. No, this season, absolutely. I apologize. I was reading the wrong one. He has a 7.56 ERA on the season, but the thing about him is he can get the strikeouts. He's one of those guys I don't really care. Like, okay, if my ERA is completely screwed, but I wanna go out and get Ks, I just got to pray that Heaney can go about 4 innings, 5 innings, and he could be a good start for me. Now, the only good thing about Heaney is, he's had one good start, one bad start. So he has had moments of brilliance. He has been a good pitcher in the past. So he could go out there and actually perform. He only made it 3.2 innings last time out against Houston, but that doesn't say anything about this time. Things change. So Heaney can go out there and do what he did against Tampa, where he went 4 innings, which I still think he can go longer. And he had 7 Ks and a 1.93 ERA with a .86 whip. I mean, I also don't think that's a little much too. Maybe he walks away with a 4.5 ERA and 7 Ks or 6 Ks. And again, we don't care about the ERA with starting him. Like you can't factor that in. It isn't a great matchup. It's really just going out there, praying that he's able to do enough to get you the stats you need to win the week. That's all we care about here. So say he goes out 5 innings and, get you 6 Ks and a 4.5 ERA. That's fine. 4.5 ERA through 6 innings is what? Giving up 3 runs. So, it's not bad. It's not atrocious. Probably not getting that QS, but it is what it is. But hey, Andrew Heaney is going to get the job done for you. So yeah, I think that's a great start for the weekend, and might get you over the edge. But before I move on, since I spent a lot of time talking about the strategy, just the intro and whatnot, I do want to do the break now to get it over with, and then we can go for a good chunk of these next couple guys. So right after this, stick back. We got McKenzie Gore, we got Gavin Stone, we even got Jack Flaherty we're going to talk about. Stay tuned right after this. Guys, we're talking Ibata. Spring has sprung, and that means spring cleaning. Whether that means stocking up on cleaning supplies or swapping out the winter clothes for new spring clothes, make sure you're using Ibata to get real cash back with every purchase. Ibata is a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items in groceries, beauty supplies, and toys, so you can make sure you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average Ibotta user earns $256 per year. That could cover the cost of an entire shopping trip, a flight you've been eyeing, or a fancy dinner you've been craving. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much. With Ibotta, you can get real offers right in the app, upload your receipt, and get real cash that you can cash out to your bank account through PayPal or gift cards. Join join over 50 million users and earn cash back every time you shop with over 2,700 brands and realtors. Realtors. Including your favorite grocery stores like grocery stores, Lowe's, Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, and more. Right now, Ibotta is offering listeners $5 for just trying Ibata and using the code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibata app to start earning cash back and use the code LOCKEDONMLB. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use the code LOCKEDONMLB. Whew, man, Dom can't come back quick enough. Uh, you know, sorry I needed to sit there, but it's a lot of talking, I gotta say. But I'm enjoying it. I love these solo episodes as well. Let's get into it. Let's talk McKenzie Gore. He is somebody that I've completely cooled off as an actual prospect, but somebody I'm willing to roll out for a good start, right? McKenzie Gore right now is going out against Oakland, which is a good start. 43% owned, so he's out there in about what 57% of leagues, and Oakland hasn't really been rock and roll. I mean, Geloff has been stellar. Don't get me wrong, but you get past him, and there's really not much behind him. So McKenzie Gore can turn on the burners at any moment and get you the strikeouts. Right now, he has 12 Ks to 11 innings pitched, and he has an ERA of 4.09, which is not great. But a 1.272 whip. But again, that's just what you're going to get with McKenzie Gore. But his FIP is a 3.86, so he's actually pitching a little bit better than what he's actually displaying. Not much better. So I mean, this is kind of like almost a mean. But I mean, hey, McKenzie Gore can go out there and just go full ham and walk away with like 5 innings and get you 10 Ks. Like that is completely in the realm of possibilities. The kid got stuff. He just hasn't been able to get his stuff together is the problem. And he's had what one bad start against Pitt at a 5.06 ERA, went 5 innings, got 6 Ks. And then against Philly, he had 5.2 innings. He got the win. He got 6 Ks and 3.18 ERA with a 1.24 whip. So I'm really not mad at that, honestly. Like McKenzie Gore, even if he contributes and gets you that 4 ERA, who cares? The 6 Ks is where I really care. And if he really turns it on and gets you the 10, which is totally in the realm of possibilities, more of the higher upside, ceiling play, but it's possible. Man, he could have fun. And it's Oakland of all teams. So why can't he have the higher upside? Even like, what? Let's just say 6 is the floor, 8 you're happy with, and 10 you're just like wowzers, a total Inspector Gadget moment. So it just McKenzie Gore, I feel, is actually one of the stronger guys that I want to roll out this weekend, just based off of one, the matchup, two, the strikeout upside, and three, it actually might be a great start all around. He might be able to keep that ERA down, and the whip is the only thing that might mutilate it a little bit. But hey, price to pay to get those other stats. So we shall see. And who knows? Washington's looking a little better with Abrams. They might even win the game, and you might get the dub. So, that's a great start going into the weekend. I'm all about it. So McKenzie Gore, start him. All right. Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone, another one, has a good matchup this weekend. Playing San Diego. San Diego hasn't really been like my favorite team this year at all. He's 43% owned, Gavin Stone. And you know what? Like, Bogarts isn't looking hot. Manny Machado's definitely not looking hot. Jackson Merrill is hitting the ball. The rest of that team just not really playing up to par. So Gavin Stone can go out and take advantage. Obviously, just being on the Dodgers alone, you're guaranteed. You're not guaranteed, but there's a high probability that you're going to get the win. As long as he goes 5-6 innings, he could possibly get the win. And as long as they're up in that time with, Tani and Freeman and Betts, I mean, how don't you see that? So, I mean, yeah, Gavin Stone could get that job done. And what? He goes out and gets you 5-6 Ks. I'm all about it. Gavin Stone hasn't been atrocious this year. I could say that much. Let me see here real quick. Let me just get his thing up. Gavin Stone went out against the Cubs, who actually have been decent this year. Had 5 Ks, a 3 ERA. Whip was atrocious at 2.33. It is what it is. But even against St. Louis, in a bad start of a 5.4 ERA, he had 6 Ks through 5 innings. He gets that, you're happy. So, like, these are guys I'm adding to then just take over the case department and, not really worry. But the matchup isn't atrocious either. He could have a low ERA and just pray that his, whip isn't too badly affected. Honestly, it's just it's a mixed bag of tricks. Let's just hope he doesn't do that. But hey, again, if you're down, who cares? Seriously, who cares? I'm not a proud man when it comes to winning at the end of the week over the weekend. You just do what you need to do, set yourself up for success, and take the categories you can and forget about the rest. And in pitching and in points leagues too, this is applicable, right? You might not want to start guys that are going to give up you know, are going to tank your complete thing, but the strikeouts and the wins could possibly give you a boost without getting hurt too much by the hits or earned runs or whip um in the walks essentially. So, it's a fair assessment. This is more for the category league strategy, but at the same time, these are still valuable names. And I mean, hey, it's time to throw Hail Mary if you're losing. You know, got to catch up somehow. And on the off chances these guys are clicking, it can happen. But all right, we're going to talk Jack Flaherty now. Jack Flaherty. So here's the thing. Jack Flaherty has looked bad this year. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. 12 innings, 12 strikeouts, a 5.25 ERA, a 1.167 WHIP with a 4.14 FIP. Now the FIP a little bit more encouraging, but I am not gonna hold my breath for him going out there and actually being all right. Even though against the White Sox, he did have a great start. 6 innings, 7 Ks, a 1.5 ERA with a 0.67 WHIP. It was that start against Oakland, which I would have expected him to also have a good start against, where he got knocked around. He had 9 ERA, went 6 innings, had a 1.67 WHIP. So, you know, you don't really know what to expect. He's going up against Minnesota. So, they haven't been atrocious. They are hurt, but they haven't been atrocious. So, this could be a tough matchup. The benefit is it is at home, so he gets the protection of the park. So I like that possibility. It's Sunday, so you can make your decision, at any point. But honestly, I'd roll him out. The K's are there. Like that's the one thing about Jack Flaherty. He will strike out everybody. He will destroy your whip, and there's a chance he's going to destroy your ERA. But again, if we don't care about one of those categories or both, who cares? You know, 6-4 isn't a bad win. I'm just saying. So we do that, we're happy. And I feel like I did my job and got you the W at this point, if that's what puts you over the top. So he is a very volatile, essentially outcome. But I mean, there's a world and a factor where it all turns out where he pitched like how he does against White Sox, and boom, you're happy with that performance all around. It's a great start. So, Jack Flaherty, I'm definitely rolling out there this weekend if he's available. I don't know if I mentioned his, percentage ownership, but 49% owned. So he's out there in 51% of the league. So strongly consider streaming him if it's possible. But all right, I'm going to talk one more guy before the break. And then I got a few more guys after that. And we're talking Graham Ashcraft. Graham Ashcraft, honestly, last year, he started off the year, bad out of hell, was rocking and rolling. And this year, not so hot. But there's a reason why we're talking about him. It's a good, good idea to get him out this weekend. So he's going and he's playing the White Sox, which we just mentioned what Jack Flaherty did against him, where he had a sub 2 ERA and 7 Ks. Graham Ashcraft can totally do the same. There's no Luis Roberts. Eloy Jimenez, even if he plays, may still be trying to, rub off the rust a little bit before that happens. So you might be able to get past him a little bit, but that's it. That's all that's in the lineup. Maybe Oscar Koloff. Yeah, whatever. So Graham Ashcraft can go out there, and it's only been 2 starts. And the second start was bad against Milwaukee at a 7.94 ERA. First start against Philly of all teams, he still only had a 3 ERA with a sub 1 whip at 0.83 and 5 Ks. So he's doing his thing. He has 11 Ks on the year. So I'm not really like too scared to roll him out there, especially against the White Sox, which are putrid this year. So it seems like this might be a start where, hey, you might even be able to sneak out the win. And this may actually be the best streamer candidate of everybody I've mentioned so far. Just keeps getting better as it goes on. He's 9% owned, I might add. So if he's out there, seriously, go at him. He's probably out there. He's so far gone, forgotten. Add him. Don't be don't be like, no, add him. And even if you're trying to maintain those categories, there's a good chance he doesn't destroy your ERA either. So get Graham Ashcraft now, 9% owned. What? Especially this weekend. Add him. All right, guys. We got one last break coming up, and then it's full send to the end. And guys, just for a preview who I got coming up, I got great names. I got Alex Wood, Javier Assad, James Paxton, and Luis Gil. All have good matchups this weekend, and you're going to want to hear why. I want to start them right after this. Guys, we're talking FanDuel. Um, It's playoff time in the NBA and NHL. Baseball is in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every game right now. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150 win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots to home runs to slam dunks, all on the app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. As a host of Locked On Fantasy Baseball, I actually have some good bets for you. This weekend, bet for Detroit Tigers have 1.5 runs in their next game. And same thing for the Twins, over 2.5 runs in their next game. And throw a dart because this one's fun. For a tie for the most hits in a single game in the game. The odds are actually great. The other day when they were playing each other, it was a point. It was plus 850, so you can't pass on that. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/locked on and make your first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And guys, we're also talking LinkedIn. Are you struggling to close a deal in business to business sales? Is tougher than ever. That's why you want to tell. That's why you want to tell you about LinkedIn Sales Navigator. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a sales intelligence platform that helps professionals effectively prospect and engage high value customers, drive higher revenue, and increase sales performance. Sales Navigator helps you target the right buyers, surface key signals such as job changes with accounts that you should prioritize, and show you hidden allies so you can find those buyers that are most likely to convert. Fueled by LinkedIn's 1 billion members platform, Sales Navigator gives you the most up to date first priority data, enabling you to unlock conversations with people that matter. Right now, try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get 60-day free trial on linkedin.com/locked on. That's linkedin.com/locked on for a free 60-day trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar today. Just go to linkedin.com/locked on to get started today. And guys, I also forgot to mention, and I shouldn't have, Locked On has launched its first ever national 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top stories of the day and with your local experts, and our national shows covering every league. Go to Locked On Sports Today on YouTube and subscribe to the first ever national 24/7 streaming channel. And guys, don't forget to join us on Subtext and become a member of that Diamond Club. You'll get real-time alerts right to your phone for prospect call-ups, injuries, etc., to capitalize, closer changes, so much more. The link is in the description. You get a free 2 weeks. Check us out. But all right, last hurrah, last bit, and I want to get this out before 6 o'clock tonight. So I'm trying here. So we got this last little bit here. We're gonna hit it. Let's get everybody in. We're gonna start with Alex Wood. Alex Wood is going out there. He has not had a great season so far, but it is what it is. But he's going up against Washington. He's 3% owned. And Alex Wood has had a long history of just doing things well. Right now, he has 12 innings pitched, 12 Ks. He has an ERA of 8 with a FIP of 4.52, with a whip of 1.946. Now, I don't think that's telling the whole story. Let me pull that up real quick. But Wood this weekend, even though I said Washington has been better, you know, you still have to get through, you know, the all you have to really get through is Abrams, and then you're pretty much okay on that team. Like in my opinion, at least, there's nobody that really scares me at the plate for Alex Wood except for CJ Abrams, who just is a hitting machine. So it's just one of those things where I'm just okay with it. Now, Alex Wood has had some rough matchups, right? Cleveland hit him around. That's whatever first start. Boston hit him around, but it was only a 5.4. He went 5 innings deep. And then Texas, he was able to hold his own a little bit by what a 4.5 ERA. But here's the thing: 3 Ks, 7 Ks, 2 Ks. But now going up against Washington, he might be able to walk away with 4 or 5. It's not the strongest matchup, not the strongest thing. I mean, Alex Wood is kind of more of like a dart throw, desperity. Like, okay, he has nobody pitching. I need 2 or 3 to take the category. So like, let me roll him out. Last chance ditch effort. Let's see I forgot what day he's pitching. So that's Sunday too. So it's that perfect decision maker. Do I roll him out? Do I need that edge in case? And then, hey, it's up to you at that point. I'm only here to just tell you, hey, what I would be willing to do in order to get that edge. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Javier Assad. Um, Assad, man, he's actually been good. Like 11 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, a 1.64 ERA with a 1 whip. The FIP is more like a 3.59, but still not atrocious at all. Actually, that's pretty good. So I kind of want to see. Oh, why isn't this coming up? I kind of want to see what he's going to be doing. Well, I hate my phone. I want to see, like, what his last two starts are, if this thing will work for me. It's not. But anyway, Javier Assad, with those two outings, I don't see how he doesn't just go out and do this again. I believe he's pitching against Seattle. Now that's a little bit tougher of a matchup. Do not get me wrong, but at the same time, you know what? He's pitching well. If he gets hit up for four, four earned runs or three earned runs, it is what it is. 4 ERA, I'm not gonna be mad. He's gonna get you a K per nine. So if he goes out and pitches five, he's gonna get you five. Essentially, is how I look at it. Again, can't really worry about it too much at that point. You just kind of gotta roll with the punches and get the job done. But all right, we're gonna move on here, and we're gonna talk about this next guy here, and that's James Paxton. Paxton is going out against the Padres as well on Sunday. Again, I'm not scared of them, especially with the Dodgers being behind him. He's had two good starts, not looking like complete Pax himself, where he's just lighting up the K categories. He's had 5 innings pitched against San Fran at 5 Ks, and then against Minnesota 4 Ks and 6. So, maybe he's slowed down in that department, but at the same time, I'm not really scared. James Paxton is backed by a great defense. He's backed by just him being good and consistent and old. Somebody's been there before, so I'm willing to roll him out. James Paxton is still 40% owned. He's out there in 60% of leagues. So honestly, he's one of the stronger ones as well that I'm willing to roll out there this weekend. It's a good matchup. And I think Paxton's going to come out there and, hopefully bring you home a W in some of these categories. 5, 6 Ks, you know, 2 ERA, maybe even none. And most likely the win. So James Paxton, strong start this weekend. Let's get this last guy in real quick. Talk about Luis Gil. Gil over here does not get the nickname Gilly Gilly. That's same for Logan Gilbert. My guy has had a great season so far as well. Gil has 9 innings pitched and 14 Ks. He has an ERA of 3 and a WHIP of 1.11. Now, these are all great things. Gil is actually performing. He's going up against Cleveland this weekend. And in his last outing, he threw out in 4 innings, 8 strikeouts. That's looking great. So if you can go out against Cleveland, perform, and do his thing, I think that he's going to have a really nice start. He's 31% owned, so he's out there in 69% of leagues. Honestly, if you're struggling and he's out on that waiver wire, add him now. He's one of those ones that's probably like, I wouldn't say completely pause the podcast, but I mean, we're at the end anyway. But pick him up and just say, okay, set it, forget it, because Luis Gil is going to come home and get you the W in K's, most likely, if you're down so much and your opponent doesn't have too many guys going. So before I end here, I do want to talk last minute strategies. So how to assess this? What do you need to do? Do you need to roll out these guys, right? So look ahead. First, look at how many ads they've used, if you have ad limits and things like that, which most leagues do. If you don't play in a league with that, you should, because then this strategy is all week, every day, pick up somebody and just pound them. But anyway, look at how many ads they have. If they don't have any ads and they don't have any guys pitching on Sunday, or just one, and you have 2 or 3 and you fall behind on Saturday, pick up one of these guys or 2 of these guys and say, okay, cool. I'm rolling them out. I'm killing it. And I'm going to hopefully just not get blown up too much to then take the case category and call it a day. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank you bearing with me for this whole week. Dom will not be with us for Monday's podcast, hoping he's back some point next week. Prayers go out to him. But guys, please like, subscribe, comment, rate, review, join the subtext. This will all give you an advantage on your league. And with that being said, guys, have a great weekend. Bye now.